Hello. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit and see if anybody else comes on. Hello. How are you? Just gonna give it like one more minute before I start. Oh, you're so sweet. She says, I set the alarm again for the last day. That's so nice. Also, I was looking at your profile yesterday, and oh my gosh, your puppy is so cute. I know he's not a puppy, but like I can see a picture of him in your profile picture even. And he's so adorable. I love him. Right, so I'm gonna get started because I don't want the video to be like super long. So, hello. So today is the very last day, and we're going to do these black lines for the greenhouse. And then I'm also going to show you how to finish your hoop so it's nice and cute on the back, nice and snug. So because we're doing the black lines and because we have white fabric, most of us have white fabric, you have to be a little bit sneaky about where you put your lines. So you can do it the way that I'm going to show you how, or you can do it your own way. That's completely fine. But you can kind of see how I try to make these straight across, and then these ones, the line will cover that little piece. And then on the back, there's no pieces that go in where the white spot should be. Let me move this out of the way. So you can see how I've kind of gone up and then over and then down to fill in the line, but kind of keeping to where I know the black is going to cover it. Because if you go all crazy in here, you'll definitely be able to see it through because it's black. So I managed to do all of this with starting here and ending here and not having to stop and cut and redo anything. So let's see if we can do it again today. So as always, you can follow along or you can watch it first and do it later. It's up to you, but we'll see if we can do it. And really, it'll just make it look nice and neat and not sloppy when you have it like that. So I'm gonna keep it zoomed out so you can see the whole thing. Actually might go turn the music down before I start. I'm using all 6 strands. I go back and forth on a couple of the different music things. Excuse me, the music selections from YouTube. And some of them are just louder than other ones. So every day I set it to the same volume, thinking kind of out of 10, if I do 5 or 4, sorry, that'll be good. And then every video is a little bit different, has a little bit different, like loudness to it. So, she's asked, how was the dentist yesterday? Oh my God. So obviously I'm already scared of the dentist, and I got my teeth cleaned last year around this time, and they said that because I often fall asleep on the sofa. It doesn't matter what you drink at night. It could be wine, it could be pop, it could be squash, it could be sparkling water, anything. If you don't brush your teeth at night, then you get that buildup on your teeth. And I always fall asleep on the sofa, especially in the winter. And she just said it was really bad. So unfortunately, it was not pleasant at all. So I had the lady do numbing cream on my gums. Hi, George. So yeah, so I got through it and it was fine, but it wasn't very nice. So notice how I kind of went up from here, then down, and then over, down, over, up, over, down. So I want to keep the black lines kind of on the top and on the bottom and in spaces where I definitely know my thread is going to cover it up. So for example, my thread is just down here. If I went up on an angle, you're going to see that thread. Can you see it? Just right there. So you want to try to keep it, do it in a strategic way. She says all over for another year. So they've recommended I come in 3 months and then, just get it done there. Get it done more often so it's not as bad. But still not excited, you know. So you don't have to follow the same pattern that I'm doing because I know I've already strayed from my initial pattern that I had. But all you want to do is just make sure that your next one is going to cover the lines. So I just went down at the top, so I'm going to come up here again. Because these are all just long, straight stitches, it goes quite easy. The only thing is that because I'm quite a stickler for the black thread, especially black, being able to show, I like to kind of take my time a little bit more, if you know what I mean. Helen, yes. So it says Nell on your screen name. And there's someone else who bought the Stitchalong, and her name is Nellie. And I was like, I don't think that's you. I don't think that's your name. But I didn't want to take a chance because I don't like to call people different names than they're meant to be. Do you know what I mean? And I'm always a bit weird about, like, I try to remember everybody's, man, look at that. I try to remember everybody's screen name and, like, what their actual name is so I can call them their actual name. I think because I was a teacher for so long. It's like just kind of ingrained into me. Like you need to call people, like remember their names and say it right. I'm glad that you got to do a live though. I think I need to start doing them at multiple times a day so more people can. I know I did one at like 1 o'clock and so many people were like, yes, we're so excited. And just be sure to tuck your thread underneath there. The other thing that you can do, especially for these long straight lines, is to put your thread up like you saw me do earlier. And that way you'll see where you need to go in to make it a straight line. So already I think I put it too close because see how this one will be bigger than this one. So I will take it out. If I can. And just make the stitch a little bit more to the left. Because with straight lines, you can really, really tell when they're not straight. And that will be the first thing that people will see. Helen says, I'm hiding in an office at work. I cannot get away with stitching though. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. Someone earlier in the week was like, I'm like sitting at my desk. I've got it on mute, but I've got my earphones in, but they're like hiding up through my clothes. So like you can't tell that I have earphones in. And I was like, that is some dedication right there. Hold on. Come in. Come on. Come in. We can't be barking. Nobody wants to hear you barking. Come on. In. Come on. Come on. neighbors getting into their car. And she's like, things are happening. Ugh. She's such a scaredy cat dog. Like, all the time. Anything that changes outside, she's like, something is different. I mean, I guess it's good, like, when I'm home by myself, but, like, I'm expecting a package today. Like, I always know when we're going to get the package, like, before they even ring the doorbell, because Jesse's like, someone is here. Fact, someone is here. I'm like, lady, just chill. She's such a little scaredy cat. She's just run upstairs, and now she's looking out the window upstairs so that she can try and see what's happening next door. We don't even have a window that goes to see next door, if you can believe it. So I'm going to do the same thing for these at the bottom. Like, these are all hand-on patterns, so, like, they're not going to be, like, super perfect or anything like that. So you might have to, like, how I'm kind of using my string, why do I keep calling it string? My thread, to measure and make sure that they're all similar. So for this one, I'm going to go all the way over here. Because, like I said, I've just come up here so I can make it go straight across. And I've just forgotten this tiny little thing, so I should have done that one as well. But I could probably get away with not doing it. So all but one is pretty good, I think. Straight over, and we're almost done. Like I said, I forgot one little piece over here. So I'm gonna do that, and then I will show you how to blow dry. So this one's really just a little stitch there, and then one here coming down. Because so Helen just said, how do you do your knots on the back? So you can do them one of two ways. Normally, I do a loop, then hold it like this, and then just push it down with my thumb. Or you can use your needle to put your needle in the hole, in the circle that you've just made, and push it down. It's hard to see with black thread. The other way, pretend I didn't just do a knot just there. The other way is to separate your strands. Why are they so twisty? So you separate your strands. So if you've got 3 strands, you can do 2 and 1. Or if you've got 4, 2 and 2, or 6 like I do, 3 and 3. Doesn't really matter. And you just double knot like this. Just like a regular knot. Is it going through? Yeah, can you tell? And I just do that like maybe 3 or 4 times and then snip it. With black thread, I try to snip it closer because of the threads and them being black, obviously. You can see them on the way back. So yeah, there's that. That's it. Let me take it off the stand. Push that over there. So this is what we have right now. I'm going to take the hair dryer and blow dry it off. So I just use a regular hair dryer, just regular, and there we go. So I like to do it on the back too because sometimes if you stitched over something and you don't stitch it over very well, sometimes you can see through. So just in case, especially with like these ones. So if the thread is over top of the line, sometimes it doesn't erase so well. So yeah, you can also use an iron. I would be careful with an iron because if it's too hot, then it will melt the threads, even though they're cotton. They'll get like a shiny, like a little bit of like a hardness to them, kind of. And it only happens sometimes, but just be careful. Yeah, that's the other thing, Helen, is that it can really flatten it, especially like the knots and these like raised up bits. So there is that. I'm gonna zoom back out, and the next bit is just how to back your hoops. So obviously I've been putting it in and out of my hoop stand for a month. So the edges are gonna look quite ratty, yeah? So normally I just try to pick kind of like the shortest area from here to here and kind of use that as my guide. There's also other little things that I always do, but they take a little bit longer. So the hoops that I get come with a stamp on the side. You need to sand that down with sandpaper if you have one. Some do and some don't. So you're definitely gonna need to do that because you don't wanna see that on your wall. So if someone's walking by and this is on your wall, you don't wanna see that, yeah? So sand that off. And then my hoops also come with this horrible blue plastic crap on them. So the easiest way for me is to take an older needle. Let's see if I can do it. And you go straight and you can pull it off like that. But it just takes ages, especially this part right here. Watch, this will be the one time that I do it in like really quickly. Because they put the blue on. Why? Why can't it come off that easy every other time? See, and there's still little bits there, actually. And for that, I've bought a pair of tweezers that I only use for embroidery, and it's the pointy ones. And you go and just pull them off like that. So yeah, and you need to like pick and pick and pick. So yeah, go back to this. You're just gonna take bigger scissors, work better. So don't try to use your short little scissors for this because it ain't gonna work. And you're just gonna wanna try to eyeball it. You do not need to be measuring round and round and round. It also works better if you lay it flat on the table because all the fabric will flatten itself, whereas I'm holding mine up in the air. Hi, Kim. Are you secretly watching it work again? And for this part, for every kit, I always include a whole skein of white. So the whole thing. And that is because you can back a lot of hoops with just one skein of white thread. I've nipped into the loo. Oh my God, you're so funny. It's the last day. You have to watch, right? Oh my God, you're so cute. I've made a mess of this thread. I pulled the wrong part, but that's okay. So yeah, so all I do is, again, eyeball it. So go around like that on the outside. And I just let it overlap a little bit, because you don't want a lot of waste. I uploaded it on YouTube yesterday night. After my dentist appointment, we went and ran a bunch of errands. We didn't get home till like 4. And then it was so nice here in England. We laid out in the sun. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to sit down for this. So I hope that you can still see. Maybe I should zoom. Okay. So all you're going to do for this is you're going to do a running stitch. And a running stitch, it's just a very easy peasy in, out, all the way around pull. So to make it easier, because you don't want to have to pull them all the threads at one time, you're going to do just a couple with your needle. So sometimes for the last stitch along, people were laughing at me because I used like the sword needle for it. So this is just my regular needle that I use all the time. But I do have some longer ones just for this, so it can go a little bit faster, because you can only get so many in and outs with a short little needle. So you could probably do like 5, yeah? And then you need to pull it all the way through, but leave a tail like that, yeah? So turn, and you're gonna go in and out. The important part is that you don't go too close to the edge, because these are all woven fibers, which means that just like before, this is the edge that we just cut off. The more that you work on and the more that they get touched and things, they will unravel. So if you put your needle, where's my needle? If you put your needle really close to the edge, like this, and then pull, it will pull out. It will become unraveled, and you'll have one part that is not, of course it's not doing it now, is it? There you go. So you will have one part that's not connected necessarily. Hi, Melissa. Sorry, I'm sitting down and the phone is like right above my eye level, so I have to like look up really far to see. But yeah, so make sure that you're going a good distance from the edge, or it will pull out. So I like to go about that far. You don't want it to be too far in either, or you're gonna have like a ruffly edge around when you pull them. Now, this is just one way to back your hoops. Some people use glue. I'm not a fan of glue, but that's because I went to school for art education, and glue in art is usually a no-no. It deteriorates the fabric. If you need to clean your fabric for any way, you can't take it out of the hoop. So if you get anything on it, any dust or anything, like if you have it on the wall, on your bookshelf, and you get a bunch of dust on it, sometimes the dust will leave like a residue. So if you ever wanted to wash it or clean it or anything like that, if you've glued it on there, you can't take it back out. So I'm not a fan of that. So I won't use glue, but some people do. Some people will cut it really short. So say like, they'll cut it about, let me see if I can do it without cutting it. Like this short, all the way around, and then they'll glue it down like that into the inside. And it does look nice, but it's just not for me. So that's just something to think about. Some people will do this method that I'm gonna show you right now, but then also cut a piece of felt or cardstock or something else, and they'll glue it on top, or they'll stitch it around the edge. So that's something to think about as well. I like to leave the inside of my work showing because I spent a lot of time on it, and I think it's sometimes the back is just as nice as the front in a weird kind of way. Melissa says, what are we going to do come Monday when this is done? I'm crying. Girl, you're not the only one. Me too. After the last Stitchalong in February, I literally had a hangover. I was like, what am I going to do? It's 10 o'clock. I should be doing a live video here. Like, I need to be teaching someone something. Like, I need to stitch with someone. I have to stitch by myself now? Terrible. But today I'm making the secret ingredient is always love. I'm making that into a pattern. I finished stitching it up and all I need to do is finish writing it. So that's exciting. And then I have the July pattern finished and I just need to write that up as well. So I'm aiming for today having the secret ingredient is always love pattern out for purchase. And then I'll announce the giveaway winners at the end of the day today as well. So hopefully one of you will win. If you do want to purchase it, you can purchase it. And if you win the giveaway, I'll refund you. Oh wait, I can't refund PDF documents. Etsy won't let you. So maybe if you want to buy it and you've entered the giveaway, then just wait until the end of the day. Man, it never takes this long because this thread is getting too tangled. Can you still see me doing it? Okay. I'm just halfway around now. It normally doesn't take very long to do it. Like I said, normally I choose a bigger needle so I can do more stitches at one time. Because it does make a difference. The bigger hoops always take longer though. So those of you in England, I think maybe it's just Kim, unless she's gone. Today's meant to be like 26. I hope you can get outside today, Kim. So everyone in America, that's like 78 or something. Okay, so a couple questions. Helen says, how do you enter the giveaway? The giveaway is the post. I haven't got the hoop with me, but it says the secret ingredient is always love, just the writing, and it has like some food things around it, like baking, like a rolling pin and stuff. And all you need to do is tag a friend in the comment section and tell me what is your favorite recipe, and you'll enter. And you can tag as many people as you want and leave as many favorite recipes as you want. Just do them each one per comment so that it's easier to copy paste and do the giveaway thing, because you have to assign everybody a number, and then after you do the number, then you can count down from the random generator. Melissa is saying, for the backing, you used white embroidery floss and all 6 strands. Yes, ma'am. Sometimes I will buy, instead of getting the embroidery floss, sometimes I'll get this. It's like the pearl cotton, but it comes in a ball like this. There's no right or wrong way. I've just started using it as a pin cushion thing. There's no like better floss like this or that one. I just use what I have on hand usually. So like this was just quick to grab, so I grabbed that. I do like to use white because my fabric is white and you won't be able to see it from the back or from the front. Helen says, I must have missed that. Is it on Instagram? Yeah, so you can enter on the Facebook page, the Barbie Fox, not the group, just the page, or on Instagram. Because I have a couple people, mainly my family members and some friends of my family who like to enter the giveaways and stuff, but they just haven't gotten Instagram, so I did it for both. Right, so I'm going to show you, it looks like this. So it looks like this when you're finished. And what you're going to do is I like to try to make these a little bit even. So I often put it against, this is my stomach. here. Put it against my body and pull one side to make sure that they're about the same length. So satisfying. So I do one, yeah, and then do one more. Now this part, be careful because these strands will snap. And when they snap, every curse word in the world comes out because, oh my God, it's like the worst. You have to do all that work again. So after it's like quite nice and tight, I do 3 little knots and then I just do a little bow just in case they need a little extra thread, like if they need to take it out of the hoop or something. You don't see it because when it hangs on the wall, you won't be able to tell. And that's what we have. So unless you're holding it up to the light, you can tell there's like, it's darker here and lighter in the middle. That's because there's 2 layers of fabric there. And everywhere else there's just one, but normally you hang it on the wall, so it'll look like that. You can also, oh, that's not string. Take some twine. So when you're hanging them on the wall, you can take some twine and so you can take a nail and put a nail on the wall like this, right through the hole, and hang it just on the nail like that. Obviously, putting it into the wood more than that. Or you can take a small piece of twine, which I include in all the kits and on all of my orders, because you can take it off. So if you don't like it, you can take it off and hang it however you want. And I just put it through like this. And then you can hang it from the wall like that. It's just up to you. Some people have like put a little nail on each side and tied their string to that, so it's like makes this kind of shape. You do all kinds of different ways. Some people will put another piece of cotton, so take the embroidery out of the hoop, so it's just a piece of embroidered fabric, then put another piece of cotton on top of it, and then rehoop the fabric so that you don't see any of the back. I quite like to see the back of mine, but that's just me, so you can do it however you want. There we go. We're all done. Can't believe we finished it all. All right, well, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much. I'll do another thank you later. So yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys are so lovely. And I love seeing all of your stitched hoops and all the tags and sharing and everybody kind of commenting on other people's work, saying like, wow, it looks amazing, or I love the colors that you chose, or whatever. It's just so nice because it's not just one person, you know, that it's not just me that's commenting on all of them. It's all of you who are also commenting on them. So it kind of makes it like a real little group and a real little community. And I just love that so much. So again, huge thank you. I'm doing another stitch along in another stitch along in September. So about the middle of August, look out for that. I'm still making the pattern and stitching it up now. So yeah, it's not the last one. It's not goodbye. It's see you next time. All right, well, I'll pop a little discount code a little bit later in my stories if you would like to get any other pattern from the shop to tide you over. I'll just tell it now and then not everyone will get it. I'll do TBFSS 25. And that will get you 25% off any pattern that I have in the shop, only on the patterns. And I'll set it up just after this. So yeah, if you want any pattern to tie you over, you can get 25% off. I'll say it one more time. I'm not going to type it in because then anyone can get it. So you have to be listening to the very end to get it. So again, it's TBF, so the Barmy Fox, TBF, SS for Summer Stitchalong, and then 25. So just the initials, TBF, SS, 25. Okay? So I hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, I will see you next time. All right?